Alright, so I'm back with more Amphibia. I'm going to be filming a lot of these in bulk, so if you see me over the next few weeks just wearing the same outfit, that is why. It's because I'm filming these just in bulk. But we have Quarreler's Pass and Toadcatcher next, and Toadcatcher has been an episode that you guys have been hyping up for a while now, so I'm excited for that, because I believe we get introduced to that new, general character that we saw in the poster. I've seen a couple screenshots and a couple clips, but nothing too spoilery or anything like that, so excited for that. Always love getting introduced to new characters. So with that, let's get into it.
Looks like we're almost halfway to Utopia, HP.
Alright, halfway.
Yep, making good time.
I gotta say, this trip has been a lot smoother than I thought it'd be.
Yep.
Honestly, me too. I think there'd be a lot of issues.
Get that stupid stuff out of my face!
I remember this from road trips, just constant fighting, bickering.
I saw a punch ball!
But I mean, that's what siblings do. That's gonna happen.
2 weeks of non-stop arguing?
I lived on for 2 weeks. Alright, good to know. Very good Sprig impression, Polly.
Yeah? Well, I'm Polly.
Very good Polly impression.
All playing.
Their impressions of each other are spot
They
on.
are.
Yep.
This is all Sprig's fault for being
Oh,
so
yep, here comes the blaming and the finger pointing and all that stuff. Yeah.
If you get in trouble, just call me.
With what? How do you have two phones?
Call me? Oh, there's only one
Yeah.
phone!
I was about to say, it was does Anne have two phones?
Eat my dust, Flamo!
Yeah, it's gonna start. Oh god. Yeah. This probably wasn't the best idea. Man, Polly has some very strong arms. I guess they're little stubs, but very strong. Oh, are they gonna miss it? Are they gonna miss the bickering?
So do you have a boyfriend back home?
Oh my god. Jeez.
What if we took that tunnel over there?
No.
No, you are! No, you are! No, you are!
Something's
No, you
come
are!
out,
No,
get
you are!
them.
Which one? And
No,
find another
no, don't split the
pollywog to
party.
step on.
No, it's always a terrible idea. You don't ever split the party. Oh god, no. Oh, this video is so bad. Oh, it's like a snake. Oh, pretty. It's like those glow caves. Well, the skulls and bones aren't as pretty, but everything else. Oh,
Good
are those
catch, Lysol.
Yes.
axolotl snakes?
And they show.
Oh, it's like cat dog.
Only one.
Oh, are they gonna start bickering? It's gonna be like a whole
And B.
lesson about siblings fighting and all that stuff. Now would be a good time to escape since they're not paying attention. Man, I'm sure these voice actors had a ton of fun just saying "no, you are" over and over again.
Do it yourself, you smelly
Oh,
dum-dum.
the impressions come back.
Dum-dum. Take this.
Oh wow,
Biting
this
it.
escalated quickly.
Mom always liked me best.
the mom always has a favorite, or mom always liked me best.
Can't deal with them.
my
He can't deal with them!
Oh, hey kids, didn't see you there.
jeez.
How'd the try back? We can
Boy.
talk about Anne's boyfriend again.
Oh jeez, and Hop Hop died. Oh, here we go. Yep. Sasha.
Yo, Grime!
Where are they? Are they
in here?
oh
My
gosh.
Well, next time.
Got a beard going.
Suspicion Island.
You know, with Among Us being a thing now, I feel that Suspicious Island or Suspicion Island would be like Among Us, basically.
Bounty hunters!
Yeah, you also may not want to put your wanted poster on your hideout.
Ow.
I miss person. He's great.
So you lost control of the valley and abandoned your post, and now you're a fugitive. That
Uh-oh.
doesn't mean we should
Yeah.
give up.
That makes sense.
But I'm sure I can still lick whoever Newtopia sends after me.
Probably not. Oh, here we go.
My name
Ooh.
is General Yunan, Scourge
Yunan?
of the Sand Wars, defeater of
Like
Ragnar the
Wolverine
Wretched,
claws.
and
Good job.
I am here to hunt the fugitive,
No.
Captain Grime. Mind if I join you?
Oh, jeez. That's a trustworthy face.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you said.
That's not what I said.
Then why are you sweating?
Because it's hot.
Away!
Oh, nice cartwheel.
the old mill.
Oh,
which
God,
is on the edge of
Percy.
town.
Who the heck are you?
All right,
Oh,
third time
good.
today. Let's do it. I am General
Yep.
Yunan.
This is like Team Rocket. They gotta do their little spiel every single time.
They slowed me down.
Alright.
I'm upset because I lost the duel at Toad Tower, aka the biggest fight of my life.
No.
You're upset because you lost your friend!
To protect the one person I know I can count on right now.
They have such a complicated relationship. I mean, they make a good team, so I understand why Sasha doesn't want to just ditch him.
Honestly, yes.
Yes.
Repetition helps it stick.
It's a Team Rocket thing.
Both of
I don't
us.
know what
Why
a tree
not?
branch is going to
After
do, but
all,
okay.
two
I was about to say that is a resilient tree branch.
ever to be made.
Oh, jeez.
Hope you can swim!
And then she died.
What? Those titles are weird.
Yeah, they're nowhere near as impressive.
It's high time a toad ruled this world for a change.
This
That's what I'm talking
this seems
about.
why? What motivation do you have, Sasha?
Not even close.
Oh boy. Those are both good. I see why you guys were hyping up Toadcatcher. That was a really good episode. That was probably my favorite episode so far out of this season. Continuing on our journey to Newtopia, we get into some sibling hijinks and check in on Captain Grime and Sasha, as well as meeting a new character. We'll first start off with Quarreler's past. This episode explored Sprig and Polly's sibling relationship. I think anyone that has been on any sort of road trip knows the feeling of either having to listen to siblings bicker or have been the ones guilty of bickering. Road trips are fun, but there are definitely those low moments where people start to get on each other's nerves. It's been 2 weeks at this point, so I give my condolences to Anne and Hop Hop for enduring this for as long as they have been. But understandably, they want a little bit of peace and quiet, thus Sprig and Polly are sent to travel the Quarreler's Pass, a trail that has various obstacles that require teamwork to traverse. And initially, the two actually do a good job of working together to make their way through the pass. While we know that Sprig and Polly don't always see eye to eye on everything, they do genuinely make a good team, using their combined skills to trek through the pass with relative ease. Which is nice to see, especially since this episode in particular they have been arguing. But it's once they reach the end and discover that it has been boarded up, they go through the completely safe and definitely not a trap tunnel. And here is where the bickering begins again, even splitting up, taking two different pathways. Both Sprig and Polly discover that the tunnels belong to a two-headed Olm that are siblings named Lysil and Angwin. Polly and Sprig are able to hide in a crevice while Lysil and Angwin bicker with each other about letting the two planters get away. And here's where Sprig and Polly realize that they have been putting Anne and Hop Hop through the same thing for the past 2 weeks. Obviously, it's not reasonable to say that siblings will never argue, but it shouldn't be a common occurrence that starts affecting others. Sprig and Polly team up again and are able to turn the Elm siblings against each other by using their impression skills and manage to collapse the tunnels and make their escape, meeting up with Anne and Hop Hop, who have been having their own interesting conversation. And I really hope we get more episodes focused on Anne and Hop Hop in the future. I find their relationship interesting because Anne has essentially been adopted into the family, and I would like to see that expanded upon more. But it was funny to see Hop Hop not being able to handle the silence, inquiring about Anne's dating life, to which Anne shoves him off the wagon twice, one of which being off a cliff. Quarreler's Pass was a nice episode that focused on Sprig and Polly's relationship, showing that as often as they may argue, they do work well together. I also like how their situation paralleled the Alm sibling situation to learn their lesson. And all the moments with Anne and Hop Hop in this episode were funny, so overall a solid episode. But this brings us to Toadcatcher, where we finally check in on Sasha and Captain Grime. Ever since the season 1 finale, the question of what's going to happen with Sasha has been on everyone's mind. I think we all knew that she wouldn't take what happened at Toad Tower well, and we definitely see that here. During her training, we see Sasha with the dummies looking like the Planters and Anne. To say Anne and Sasha's friendship was left off in a way that was complicated is an understatement, and we get a little bit more insight into this later on. When looking at Grime, we see that he is now seen as a traitor and wanted by the Utopian army. Since losing Toad Tower and all of his army except Sasha, Percy, and Braddock, Grime is in a bit of a rut, sitting around doing nothing and binging Suspicion Island. But this brings us to our new character, General Yunan of the Newtopian army, who has been tasked with tracking down Grime. I like Yunan a lot. I love her Team Rocket-esque spiel that she always gives when introducing herself, and I like how she's an incredibly motivated, if not slightly psychotic character. This was only our introduction to her, but I can't wait to see her again. Especially with her getting washed down the river, I'm wondering where she's going to end up and if the planters will possibly cross paths with her. That or she'll make her way back to Newtopia to report on her findings. Though from the brief screen time we've had, I feel Yunan isn't one to take a defeat well, and may not want to go back to Newtopia without Grime, but we'll see. Back to Sasha and Grime, the two are trying to evade capture. Grime, not keeping up with his training, is struggling a bit, but Sasha goes back to help him, and Grime in turn takes a stand to help Sasha face off against Yunan. These two have a very interesting relationship. It's definitely not the same as Anne and the Planters. For Sasha and Grime, their relationship's base was built upon working together, being advantageous for both of them. Now with both being wanted, we're starting to see the strictly pragmatic side of the relationship fading away, for the two actually needing to rely on each other. And we see the two are being far more open with one another, Sasha calling Grime out for moping around and even trying to get him back to his old self, and Grime calling Sasha out as using her training as a distraction from losing her friend Anne. And Sasha even says that she considers Grime to be a friend. But I also liked how this showed the different coping mechanisms that the two used after the events of reunions. Grime wallowed in it while Sasha continued to train harder and harder. With Grime and Sasha teaming up to take down Yunan, Sasha using her manipulative tactics to trick Yunan into her spiel again and distracting her so Grime could push her off the cliff, we see a renewed energy in Grime. Now wanting to take over Newtopia, which is a pretty big change from the original goal of ruling the valley and getting rid of Hop Hop, which, he originally failed at and is now taking on a bigger goal, but hey, props to him for setting his aspirations high. But this makes me wonder if Sasha has any intention of going back home at this point, because she is all on board with taking over Newtopia, but has made no mention of any goals that she may have to return home, or that Newtopia could hold some answers for getting her home. Now her getting home could possibly be brought up later, or Sasha could really be considering staying in Amphibia with all the power she has here. Either way, Sasha plans to follow Grime in his goal of taking over Newtopia for the moment. With there only being 4 in the current Toad army, I'm assuming that it will be a while before we see Grime and Sasha again, as they will look to build up their forces. Plus, we know that Marcy's introduction will be soon, so that will likely be a focus of the show for a bit. Toadcatcher has been my favorite episode out of the season so far. It allowed us to get caught up with Grime and Sasha, as well as set in motion their goals for the foreseeable future. Plus, we got introduced to General Yunan, who will no doubt be coming back soon and playing a bigger role this season. This episode had a lot going for it and set up many of the bigger plot points that we will see being elaborated on in future episodes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and until next time, guys, take care.